Hi, welcome back to No Man's Sky. Today's a bit of a funny one. While recording this episode, I didn't realize my voice recording had the wrong settings after I'd updated my software. So my voice was completely minced, to put it lightly. Yes, it's obliterated and unusable. So you scored yourself a special treat today. That's right, we're doing a voiceover. Did he just say voiceover? Oh my god, it's a voiceover.
Voiceover.
So without further ado, let's just jump into it. So a little bit of a recap. These are the things that I can build so far. I've got a base computer and a refiner. But once I talk to the base computer here that I put down, end of last episode, it kind of gives me this little thing. So basically the last person who used this, and you can see all these fancy plans that just came up. Last person who used this computer died. Very sad, very sad. But they put in a bunch of plans into the computer, which is very handy for me because I know how to build nothing. Stupid. And so I'm just looking around with my visor here and I can see there's buried technology modules just everywhere. They're kind of like all over this world. And that's, as it turns out, is very, very pivotal to building a base, or to even just, I guess, learning new pieces of, how to build. So after I've marked these buried technology modules, I can just sort of, bam, pop down into the ground and pick up the loot, which is just salvaged data. And I think that kind of ties into the computer because that's the currency for learning new construction pieces. So I'm just looking around this place and I'm thinking, this is exactly where I want to build my base. And I feel like, maybe I just need to level it out a bit. I'll just get out my terrain manipulator and blast some holes in the place. It doesn't look as pretty as I thought it would, to be honest. It's just a little bit of a mess. So if I press Z, I can go into my building thing and just, grab the floor. What better item to start with? So I've got it out and I just place it down. I think it looks pretty good. Funny how the ground doesn't pop through. That's handy. So I'll grab another one. And then this is when I realized that when you place them down, it actually manipulates the terrain for you. You can see my shock and wonder at that little corner there. Oh great, a weather warning. So superheated. What? That does not sound healthy. I guess this means I have to get onto building the base pretty quick. So let's get some walls, throw them up here, but I can't seem to make them. What's going on? Maybe the building thing's broken. I don't know. And now the rain is coming, and I'm stuck, and I'm wet, and I'm damp, and I don't enjoy it. And I must have realized that I just didn't have enough carbon to build the walls. So I'm heading off into the forest, cutting down some trees. And I'm getting attacked by big wiggly boys. There's like these worms that just come out of the ground and they frankly scare me. So you best believe I kill every single one of them I find. But anyway, cutting down trees and then I'll get back to the house and put some walls up. Just scan everything as we go. Suck your Pierce? You what? You better not. Okay, getting back to the base and the rain is cleared out. Perfect timing to start putting up some walls and things like that. Ooh, new signal from the base computer. So if I go talk to the computer, I'm guessing I'll probably learn something new here. Additional archives recovered. Ooh, success. Recovered salvage data from nearby stuff. Extract more plans, please. Construction research unit. So what the computer was just telling me is that I need to go find more salvage data from in the ground. And if I talk to this research unit as soon as I've built it, this is the thing that lets me build more. And it's kind of just, that's the learning process, I guess, for this game. For this character. And of course I placed the roof in the wrong place, so I'm going to have to go back around and beat its ass, get rid of it. Let's try this other roof, the flat one. Because I feel like I want to make a second floor on this place, so I think, obviously a round roof isn't going to be very useful for that. The big sort of flat roof here is maybe too thick. So here I go, seeing if I can use the floor as a roof. So delete that, more floors. Mind you, I haven't even put the rest of the walls up, but half a step at a time. So now's probably a good time to put this research unit down. But I'm realizing I need magnetized ferrite, and some more tubes. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and find the resources to make that. And from what I remember, the magnetized ferrite comes from the refiner. So here's one I prepared earlier. So we're just mixing our dirt in a pot, and apparently that's enough to create technology. So grab the pure ferrite, put it back in the front of the thing, and bam! Turns it into magnetized ferrite. And now I can make a research unit. Oh, great. More rain. I love it. All right, well, let's maybe get to learning things as quick as possible, or have a look at it at least, and then I can put a roof on this place. Ooh, we get the teleport thing. A portal is what I would call it. And all it costs to learn how to make that is 2 of these salvage data, and I've already got them. So let's go ahead and learn that. We go to the next page. There we go. Actual building things. So we can see we've got walls and we've got floors, all these kinds of things. You can see it kind of goes down in a tree to more advanced things, I guess, like corner of the ceiling. Ooh. So moving on from this thing, I'm gonna have to get more of that salvage data before I can actually like start making anything fun. So there I am just looking around, and there we go. Buried technology modules off in the distance. So I'm gonna go fly around, run around, dig around, and get some more of those things. And when I get back to my base, I'll be able to build some pretty fancy stuff. Ooh, knowledge. I feel like that's a pretty important one you learn early on, but who am I to judge? Achievement, you learnt 10 words. You're so illiterate. Like a subtle roast, but okay. Oosh, sorry man. Ooh, Bone Basso, I just scanned you right up the butt. I am so sorry for that, man. I'll leave you alone and get onto my digging. Knowledge! The word for you. Ooh, I'm interpersonal now. It's exciting. Knowledge. Pathetic? Yeah, this thing is actually roasting me now. It's not even subtle. Oh my god, these guys again. They just follow me around. I think they're trying to make a statement that they're actually the stars of the show here. I gotta debate whether or not to even show them on screen anymore. Digging for data. Give me more, please. Thank you. Okay, so I just landed back at my base with a whole bunch of that salvage data that I need to learn things. And let's see what I can actually get out of it. So, having a look at this biofuel reactor is going to be very useful, especially at the start, because to use the portal, and that's really my end goal here, is just to have a portal. Because I feel like that's just one of those status things, you know? All the rich kids have portals in their house. So that'll be me. And I've got 10 of this data to spend. So I'm going to use it wisely and get that biofuel reactor first. Get some electrical wiring. It's actually free, so why not? Battery, and ew, can't afford a solar panel because I've just spent it all. So probably a better thing to do from here is just to buy building plans. So I get some wide stairs, a rectangular door, it's like a sliding door, a wall with windows in it because I mean it costs 1 and I really love windows, so may as well buy it, right? And I get some narrow stairs, because if you're building a small place, you want some space-efficient stairs. And I've got 1 piece of data left, so I'll just get small flooring. So with these new building plans, I can get to sort of making a little landing for the stairs. And if I get these narrow ones, I can put them not there. I realize that I need resources for that. And it's basically all just going to be ferrite dust to make walls and floors and things like that. So I just got to go running around in the fields and chop up some rocks. So we all know houses are made of rocks. Oh, my mistake. The stairs and everything are actually made of pure ferrite. And you can turn the dust into that using the processor thing. So there we go. Got some fancy stairs, except I can't walk up them. So I'm going to have to punch another hole in the roof. And use just those smaller floor pieces to kind of connect it all together. With all that done, it's time to put some walls up on the second floor. And I've just realized that the regular timber wall, when I made it on this second floor, for some reason it's got slats in it, so like you can see out, which is kind of a window of its own, you know, in its own right. But yeah, I don't know why it did that. All right, I've got my roof on, looking pretty good, and I've got just the wall open because I like to think of it as a big window. It's just really dangerous, you know, I can fall through it. But it still looks pretty good, being able to see over like the valley below. Loving it. So this is kind of where I want to put my portal. And if I go into the portal tab, I can see what's there. And I can also see that I've got the battery and like the electricity generator. So I'm just going to hop into doing some of that. Put them all down, plug them all in. and see what we can make of it. So when I'm using the wiring, you can see like these little markers even through walls. So if I click that, I can then take a wire and you can see it's kind of just flying around. And I can put that anywhere I want. So I can make a little corner right there, and then I can connect things and it sort of doesn't go directly through my house and make it look weird. So that's all connected up, looking pretty beautiful if you ask me. So let's just go in the biofuel reactor and you can see what this does. Basically you got a furnace, some carbon or oxygen, whatever you want in there, and it just automatically starts pumping electricity into the batteries that I've connected it to. And you can see like the wires are glowing blue now. Isn't it beautiful? So those batteries will hold whatever the biofuel reactor makes. They'll keep like a reserve of it and they'll just feed it through to the portal inside. So let's go have a look at that. Ta-da! It's like Stargate, I think. I never saw the show, but anyway, let's go into it. Have a look. This is kind of the interface. It just lists all the places you have portals. Yeah, it has current location and then, then lists them. So that's why it's got there twice, the same one. So let's put some lights in. This place is really dark, and especially because it's nighttime right now, I honestly can't see anything. So put them in, and you can see they've got their own little electricity port there. So I'll do the same thing with the wires as before. I'll just try to connect them in a really neat way. And then once they're all connected, I can link them up to where the battery is. And they'll all feed from the same thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and comment to let me know what you'd like to see more of. Hopefully I won't need to do any more voiceovers from here on out. It'll just be the regular ones like you would have seen in the last episode. Just gotta double check my settings, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.